What's going on YouTube? Fuzzy Wuzzy playing with my Lincoln. It's broke. Surprise, surprise. A lowrider that's got some fucking problems. Shocker. But it happens to even the best of us. What I got going on is the front of the car is really, really slow. And, I don't know why. Let's do a little diagnosing. Let's find out. I don't think it's the batteries, because I charged them all up yesterday just to make sure that wasn't it. And I got my Matco load tester on there, and I'm 12.9 volts. Now, even though this is a 60 volt system, this is the pump that ain't working right here. This is my front pump. This is, like I said, a 60 volt. Some people think or are unsure if you can load test batteries because they're hooked up in a series. Well, you can, no problem. As long as you do it one battery at a time, they're still 12 volt batteries. So let's load test this guy. Yeah, that's a perfectly fine battery. Now, I could go, oh fuck, that's gonna fuck me if I said that in the wrong place. There you go. I could go along and I could test every single battery. I've already checked my cables, gave them a pull, a wiggle. Everything seems tight. So, these are new batteries, but that doesn't mean they're good. However, I don't think it's a battery. Just because the pump motor doesn't sound happy to me. It's turning real slow, but it doesn't sound smooth. Let's see if I can set you guys up somewhere. I'm just holding my tablet. That's how I film everything. So I really don't have fucking... There you go. Let's see if you guys can hear the pump. Well, there you go. Not much happens. It moved for a little bit, now it doesn't fucking do anything. So, instead of me load testing all these, which I can, I think it's easier if I take the output wire and then I move it over to my rear pump here and just hit the switch a little bit. If it acts fast, if it acts normal, I'll know something's wrong with the pump. Either that motor's taking a shit or the pump head's locked up. I think that's really the only thing else it could be. There's a keyway that locks them together, but if that's broke, you'll hear it. That'll sound like shit. And the motor will spin. But it's not spinning. And I don't think it's a solenoid because it just moved a little bit. So let me swap them wires out and see what it does. Okay, I got this wire that was going to that pump over to that pump. So when I hit the front switch now, if that pump's fast and normal and doing what it's supposed to do, I know there's nothing wrong with the circuit electrically. I know it's in the pump. Let's see what it does. See if I can hold you guys. Fuck, this sun is killing me. Ah, fuck it. Whoa! Whoa! Alright. Well, nothing wrong electrically. That bitch, it's got some speed to her. Alright, let's pull this pump out of here and get it on the bench. It'll probably be a motor. We'll see. Alright, YouTube, she's out. Sitting up on my lift. Using my lift as a adjustable height workbench, I guess you could say. Do it all the time, it's convenient. Let's get this motor off. There ain't much to these pumps. Just two 3/8 bolts hold this shit on. Now, all the fluid is still in the pump, but there's seals in there, so nothing should come out. There's that. There's the keyway. Connects the motor to the pump head. There's the pump head shaft right there. It's a little wet in there. That seal's leaking ever so slightly. I'm not too worried about it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Them splines, they don't look too good to me. They look pretty worn. Let me put this back in here. Stick a screwdriver in there. Let's see if I can see how easily that pump head turns. Oh boy. That guy does not want to move. Problem may be in the pump head. I got a battery laying around. Let's throw a battery on this motor with some jumper cables and see what it does. Just to be sure. Now, even though the system I got is 60 volts that goes to this pump, these are 12 volt components. So 12 volts will spin them, just not as aggressively or as quickly as I would like them to. If you put a 12 volt system in your hydraulics in your car, it'll more than likely move. It'll just be slow as fuck. That's why I suspected the motor before the pump head, because running 60 volts through a 12 volt system, well, sometimes you burn shit up. Alright, well, I think this motor may be fucked. I can't even get a connection. I think something went awry inside. But I still don't like how hard that is to turn. That pump, the pump head. So I'm wondering if that's what burned out the motor. Is it from working so hard to turn that pump head? I don't know. I got extra pump heads on the shelf, but I don't know if I got any other motors. I'll have to look. I might have to order one. So let me get another pump down and see how hard the pump head is to turn, because I don't think it's supposed to be that hard. It's been a while since I had to fuck with one. I don't think it's supposed to be that hard. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, this is my shelf of bullshit parts. I do have an extra motor. It doesn't match, but you know, whatever. A lot of the shit in the car doesn't match. I'm gonna assemble those pieces over the winter. I got all winter together, the parts I need. So I'll just add a chrome motor to the list, but this will get it moving for now. And this is my other, this is my other pump head and pump right there. I know that's in a number 11, just like I got in the other pump. Where you at? Focus. Come on, you fucking piece of shit. There you go. See how them splines are much more defined than this one was? Come on out of there. That is reflective as fuck. It's hard to see. Hey, you can see it there. So I'm going to consider that junk anyway, because that's going to fail not too long from now. I'll be putting that one in, but that's not the problem. Let me dig that shit out, that pump, and do some checking around. I'll get back to you in a minute. I just had a thought. Maybe it's hard to turn because there's fluid in there, you big dummy. It is a pump. Let me get this pump head out of here. Or off the tank. Let me try to turn it then. I got a Presto High. I thought they were G-forces. Nonetheless, try to turn this bad mother now. Still hard as frig. Alright, I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna pull this pump head off. You fucking piece of... Ta-da! Boy. It's about due for a new O-ring. That O-ring looks like shit. Okay. Back to that pump head. Doesn't feel unreasonably hard. But it still feels like there's more resistance than there should be. Let me pull this other pump apart that's got number 11 in it and pull the pump head off. See what that one feels like. Alright, YouTube. This is my other matching number 11 pump head. Also a Presto High. It is a bit easier to turn than this one. I don't think this one's ridiculously hard, but you know, whatever. This one's easier, so it probably ain't supposed to be like that. So I am going to replace it. I might open it up out of curiosity. I don't know if these things are rebuildable. I don't know if you can get the pump gears inside. I'm sure you can. Worry about that later. But got a new O-ring for that. I got a steel seal for that. The steel seal is what keeps the fluid from the tank going through the shaft into the motor. So that does. That seal is what seals the fluid to the block. So when the pump head's pushing fluid through that hole, it lets it go through the lines instead of squirting out back into the tank. So I'm going to throw this all together. I got my other non-matching known good motor. Yes, that is an O-ring out of my air conditioning kit. That's why it's green. Don't judge me, it'll work. Ah, you fuck, son of a bitch. Alright, YouTube, there it is. Rigged up all temporary like. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, it's got a little spring in her step now. Alright. Well, call that a success. With the problem being, I think that pump head was starting to lock up for whatever reason, and all the juice that was going to that motor just burned it out because it was having trouble spinning. So there it is, YouTube, a little hydraulic diagnosis the way I do it. Peace.